Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. I'm going to be doing something different today, hence the angle. I've been watching a lot of Bob Burridge, Bob Blast videos, and if you don't know who he is, he's this YouTube creator, and he's an artist. And let me show you what he has going on here. This is Bob Burridge. I mean, all the way to the top, go to the home. This is his site, Robert Burridge Studio, Weekly Bob Blast, and it's all about painting, everything about it. And he's got hundreds of videos. What does it say? 573 videos. He does workshops, and he does teaching on does classes, and it's just a lot of stuff. And he does fast painting. And he's just the happiest painter. He's just really fun to watch and very encouraging. And always just having a good time. So I am going to take a method that he has shown here. Basically, it's this method. It's painting shapes of vases in color, part 2, after the commercial, blah, blah, blah. Skip, and... So he gives you what he's going to do, tells you what he's going to do, sort of. And then he gives you this little outline. And then he gets on to doing his thing. And he comes with an overcolor or undercolor, just kind of messes around with it. In this particular one, he's doing vases and flowers. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to have this rolling while I'm painting because I'm not sure what I'm doing. And my substrate is cardboard, just pieces of cardboard that I have gessoed. And I figure if I'm going to practice on something, because practicing is what he says, practice, 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 right? You get better as much as you practice. And I know that's the truth. But I don't want to be spending money on canvases if I'm just going to ruin them. Or all these, he has a whole bunch of paper and he uses this entire table of stuff and so many supplies, but he just goes on and does this thing, and it's just kind of amazing. So I just want to give it a shot. I'll give you the 30 second, not even zip through here. He paints dark to light, talks about light. So cool. And that's a vase. And then there's another one too. Let me show you really quick. Where's the flowers one? That's vases, and it was down here further. And he's got so many cool ideas. So he's got the orange background, so I'm going to do that. And I've got some isopropyl alcohol, isopropyl, 70%. So I'm going to do some splashing on that. And because there's wait time in between paintings with drying, and so he slaps it on. He's going to make a mess, going to make a big mess. And then, my friends, he comes through and he negative paints out a vase with flowers. And it's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That looked so easy. And he's got a vase of flowers. How can I mess that up, right? So we're going to go through and we're going to do something similar. We as in me. And he does it in black and white too, and it's quite dramatic. Quite dramatic. Let's see if I can show you that really quick. So a whole black, and then he wipes away what he doesn't want on the paper. And that alcohol drops on there, just kind of gives some cool texture. So anyway, that's what I'm going to try to attempt today, and just, I don't know. So I want to get to the beginning of that so I can kind of follow along what he did. Where did he go? So I got to stop this. Right. He gets pretty messy. He uses a lot of paper towels, a lot of different colors. He uses some big brushes sometimes. So for like getting the vase shape, I have to draw a vase shape before I start, because I'm afraid I'm going to move my chair too, because I'm standing to do this today. Where did I put my pencils? I moved everything so that I have space to put things. So start with a circle, he says. You kind of see that, start with a circle. And then kind of make it find the bottom. And just let it be whatever it's going to be, he says. Don't even freak out about shape too much. And then you got a table too, sort of. So that's going to be my vase. I might make it a little shorter. You know, that's the beauty of it too. You can change it because it's just paint, he says. Yeah, and this is just a regular pencil. So all of that other stuff is going to be covered up. That's my basic shape. And then I'll have flowers all over here because it's going to be all a mess. And that. So let me make another kind of a vase over here. This is a little more of a rectangle and this is more of a square. I think I'll go this orientation. And with cardboard, you already have that texture on it. So that's kind of cool. And this isn't very straight on the edge. So, you know, whatever. It's not a, well, you know what? Let's go this way instead. And go straight in the middle. Okay. Make it a long one. Long vase, shall we say. Vase or vase? What do you guys think? And he says, don't get caught up in all of the nitpicks. Don't tickle it to death, he says. He says a lot. So I'm going to have a shadow going that way, a shadow going that way, having my light source come from this direction. So boom, that direction. That's my light source. Not that I know a lot about that kind of a thing, but that's where we're going to go. So I've got my basic shapes, and then he goes through, uses a lot of water too, so I'm grabbing that. I'm grabbing a paper towel. So he's got greens. So I should have probably done this first. Do a couple different greens. And you guys put your paints upside down? Okay, a couple different greens, and then maybe a purple. A little bit of purple. And King's Gold. Need to get some more King's Gold. It's one of my faves. I'm going to do a, what is this? This is Sky Blue. It's going to be interesting. So I'm going to take those three colors and just start dabbing around. I want to start with this one. Red, or sorry, red's not going to be part of this, I don't think. Oh, I forgot to do the whole thing orange, didn't I? Let's make an orange. Let's see, orange and white. I want to give it a little less. Got some white in this still, so let's use whatever this is. I don't want it too orange. So there's a palette. And Bob, he just like makes it all over his desk. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to just mess it around. This is I'm doing it Bob's way. I'm doing it Bob's way. And we'll see what the fact that I have it on cardboard does for it. Gloves would have been very possibly a good idea. So that's that. Got an orange background. And I'm getting a really big glare. See if I can do a prop. No, let's do it. You hear my floor squeak? There, that's a little less. Now, but that's going to flop around here. Stay. All right, so a little bit of orange on there. Kind of like the different variants of the color. So then just swap it around. Okay, and then he takes his greens, right, and just kind of slops them all over. Willy-nilly. Let's see, where did I put my, there we go. So for my opinion, I think the green for him is just more of a, you know, there's leaves in any kind of a composition of flowers, so maybe that's why they're green. So he goes pretty heavy on the green all throughout the whole thing, so top and bottom. Even through the base area. Okay, that's his. And then he goes back with some blue. I'm going to stop that video. Pull up some of the blue. Whoops, get it wet. Get it wet. Drop it in here and there. And then let's do some purple in there too. Very sloppy, very non... You can't even see the King's Gold. I'm going to have to add some yellow. So he does that whole thing. And then he splashes it with alcohol. Now, I don't know if that's going to work on cardboard, but we're going to give it a shot. He did it. Let's see if we can do the same thing. Stop that. He says it works best when it's really wet. I don't know how wet this is. Okay, I'm finding absolutely no results here. Except for, okay. Did it do anything? I'm seeing nothing. Okay, no worries. We tried. If it was on a canvas, I have a feeling it'd be definitely something better. Now I need to wipe my hands off on something for reals. Well, it's fun. I have to give you that right away. And so let's put this over here to let that dry for a minute and do the same thing on this one. So only I think, let me grab some different accent colors. So maybe let's go in with a pink. And then a pink and red. Let's just go pink and red. What red is this? Cardinal. That might be fun. Oh, that's just globby. Another thing too with these paintings, you know, Bob's been doing this forever, so he does some good stuff. So, but he said don't let that stop you. Just paint because it's fun. And then what about something like an Admiral Blue? So a little different color scheme. But we're gonna start with the greens anyway. Oh no, start with orange. Let's make it a deeper orange. Let's make it maybe a sunsetty kind of orange. And I'm almost out of orange now that I think I can see it. Get your fingers in there too sometimes. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. Wow, that's pretty. So you can see the cardboard texture coming through. Get the whole thing. Get it all. Red. Get it wet. Mush it around. That is really kind of cool. Oh, got some green in there. That's okay. Nice. Wow. All right, so I have chosen to sit while I do this next part. And it's a lot of dabbing and pouncing. And I need more. Need more green. Add some different greens because I've got a lot of different greens for some reason. I don't know why. But they're pretty, and he's really great at just lots of color. But he does black and white really well too. So there's that if you want to just practice with monochromatic ways. He's good at that. Getting a little thick in some areas. Let's smush it around. I'm not even using brushes. I don't think I'm going to need, well, I'm going to need to when I start pulling away the base. Okay, so there's that color. That's the orange one. Let's get this over here. So yeah, I'm still getting over my cold. So I've got a little bit of phlegm left in there, and not cool, but it is what it is. Okay, that's kind of fun. And then add some of the red. If nothing else, it's just a fun experiment. And I'm not out anything except for some gesso and cheap paint, right? Because these paints are just simply Walmart or Amazon. They are just apple barrels. Okay. Is that enough? Is that enough? He really gets on in there. He covers up the background really a lot. So let's go through with a little more green, we'll say. Oh, it's so thick. It's so thick. Again, I'm forgetting to dip it in the water. I want that dark green. I want some more of that dark. Where is this? Like Kelly green, I think. Shamrock or holly. Get some holly in there. Yeah, holly and the ivy. Anybody else listen to Christmas music in the summer sometimes? Okay, let's put some more on here. Like Kelly. And so far, I'm 20 minutes in. I'm 20 minutes in. How am I doing? Am I getting enough color on it? I feel like I want more. But he says don't tickle it to death. Don't tickle it to death. Okay. I want more. Ooh, this is starting to dry. I'll get some more blue on that. And the purple. And then yellow, if I can get it to pop through. Can't really see it on the, because of the orange background. Okay. Messy, messy, messy. All right, so I need to let these kind of dry or help them dry. Let me help them dry. And then I will be back. I'm not going to do alcohol in the second one because it just doesn't matter. All right, so they have mostly dried, and I'm watching Bob again, and he doesn't even worry about that dry time. But I do need to make it flat, I think, because I need to, let's see, can I put it on that and make it a little better? I need to, I got some brand new brushes, Haven't used them yet. I'm trying to think. He takes the whitest brush he has, and it's even bigger than this. And then he mixes up some white in his greens. So let me do that. I think I need more white, even. Much more white. Come on, cooperate. No, they glob up on me sometimes. Where's my white text here? And this is just really thick paint. Doesn't always work in those bottles. So let's get some nice pale green in here. And then he kind of, oh boy, goes kind of halfway down. And then he just kind of, says it kind of paints itself, and after a while, you know, just gotta get out of its own, get out of its way. So there's my table. Actually, I want my table down a little farther. So let's make my vase even more interesting. Ooh, I like it. Let's make this be my table line right down here. And so the vase has to go a little below the table. So let's keep going here. I'm watching these go up here, and then you just kind of mark out where you want the flowers to end up being. Okay. And so there. And he says, now you need to find some sort of a focal point. So I got to figure out what's going to be my focal point. So let's grab this pink up here and make a flower right there of a sort. And then just kind of finish filling in where you don't want, where it's going to just be flowers. How's it look? How's it look? You know, and for me, I'm having a hard time because to me, green is interesting enough that I think that it is the vase. So how do I do the vase now? Let's see. Let's give it an interesting thing there. So I need a white. I need more white. Lots of white to it. A lot of white because I need to make a table. I wanted to do the other one. I wanted to do that one first. How did I end up doing this one first? I don't know. It is fun though, because I feel like I'm painting and I'm not worried too much about results because I don't have to be. It's not a be all end all kind of a situation. Okay, I need to make this rounder on the bottom. How do I do that now? Add some of this orange here. There's my paper towel. I think I'm going to just go like this. Spread it around. Get some white in that. That's my little focal point. I need some white here. And then I need shadow. Let's see, I've got this one. Do lots of different shades with white in here from this palette. You can't even really see the top of the vase here, which is fine, doesn't matter. Make it a little darker here. I guess my vase is orange, huh? Looks like a Coke bottle. It's got something going on. Okay, a A little more of this pink with some white. And you know what? Did I add any red? I didn't add any red there. Pulling some white, getting some red. Get some of this pink in here a little better. Where am I at? Okay, I'm not doing too bad, you guys. I'm not quite sure how to do these highlights. But this side needs to be darker. Because he does a lot of dark to light to dark to light. So we've got light over here. I think I need some color this way. You kind of want this too to blend away. Almost like the table's disappearing. This is sitting on its shadow. Oops. Let's see. That's actually kind of pretty. It's kind of working. It kind of works. Add some stocky things. Huh. Add a shade of green, different shades of green. I'm glad I have all these different shades of green out. I'm just picking up a little piece here and there, and adding it to what I already have in the... My goodness. Okay. Something about this right here is bugging me. Let's get this a little darker down low. Not too much green right there. Should we add some dropped flowers on here, petals? Drop flower petals. Oh my goodness. That is an awful lot of green though, I will say that. Awful lot of green. But it's not terrible. I don't hate it. I think I need less cardboard. Is there a definition here? Definition on line for the table? Otherwise it looks kind of floating still. Let's give it a little more definition here. Yeah, I still can't see it. Oh, the table needs to be higher because it's really on the edge, isn't it? Okay, I'm having trouble because I have too much green. I need a darker. The darkers are all use it up. Okay, starting to fiddle too much, but that's not bad. Okay, so first one got kind of a focal-ish point right there because he says you have to like make a tic-tac-toe and then you go like here for that. Not bad. All right, he did it like 10 times faster, but it's my first one. Let's see what I can do with this one. Okay, I'm going to use much more white and have more contrasting greens. I think I'm going to add some black to this one in my green section. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to add a dark green there. Or I could do black and yellow. Black and yellow make a really cool green. That's a thought. All right, so using the same brush, I want to make my vase a little bit bigger. I want to do this. Okay, I want it more. I want more yellow in it. Quite a bit. see how it all turns out. He's got such a large surface to work with. So, okay, so I need to put my glasses on. I need to see this better. So I've got my, okay, let's go like right here. On my vase and my table. That direction. Make the face a little wider. Ooh, that is not even. Okay, how do I do this? So that's a wonky vase. Okay, I like that. Going out that direction. Then let's kind of smush around where I want my other flowers to kind of be part of. Okay, that is not even. Okay, so there's that. And then more white. White in that, add some more green. Let's really get a mixture of that there. And go under. Okay, how does that go? Go where? More white. There we go, okay. Let's get some white up in here. And now I need another focal point. And I guess I'm going over here again. And I like that pink over there. Should I do the pink again? Or should I, let's go with red. Lop it in there. And then a water down of that red in a few other places. Okay. Pretty. And then let's just see, I've got the purples. It's hard to let my brush be what it needs to be. Because it's got, I'm using the same brush and painting the whole thing with the same brush. So kind of like that. Let's get some of this periwinkle with white. Just slapping it on. It's just so liberating. Because these flowers aren't anything in particular, for sure. Let's add a little more watered down red here. And then go back with some of this black and green. Let's get some more black, green, and we'll go in with some leaf type things. There's some, not leaf, but you know, just some spikies, you know, some greenery. Now, the vase is just kind of there. What are we going to do about that? It needs something. It needs a thing of some. And I got to do some shadowing. Let's get, you know, the best thing with shadowing is you use the same colors that are on your palette already, and they will be the best match. You just combine all those colors. They will be the best match for what your painting needs for a shadow. So I've heard. Okay, so I need some of this darkness right here. Need some darkness, need some darkness. What about this gray? You know, pavement is really a good gray, I have to say. I do like pavement. I gotta get this orange spot out of here. Mixing up that. Dab it in here, nothing too fancy. Every now and then, you know, shadow shine comes onto the other side. And I need to get this over here. Give this some interest. Kind of smush it around. The cardboard actually gives it a kind of a fun little texture. Okay, I want to mush this in here so that it doesn't show too much. It comes with a pineapple in it. The vase is a pineapple. Let's add something in here. Boy, you know, it's fun learning something new. And I tell you, the best way I can see this is through my monitor. You know, it's not like I can step back too far and see it very well. I'll spill my water. But I guess those are my two paintings I've got. They're not too shabby, you guys. I have to say, I know this is going to be a really long video, but if you want to check out Bob Blast, Bob Burridge, I mean, that was pretty simple. Don't you think? I think it was. I think it was. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, but man, I made a mess. That's pretty cool. Very loose, very just, you know, honestly, in reality, this one would probably work better because of the balance. This one, there's too many flowers on that side and it would probably fall right over. But there's depth, there's some thickness in the paint. You know, I got to use a lot of thick paint. So I've got a lot to learn, but holy cow, that was a lot of fun. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out for the whole time. I'm kind of impressed. I know that you probably fast forwarded this, which I would probably do that myself. So I hope you, whoa, sorry for the jiggle. I hope you give it a try. Again, that's Bob Burridge, Best of Bob Blast. And let's see what he has come up with. See, very similar than the black one. I mean, that's kind of what I got going on. You know, his is obviously much more defined. But it's just, I don't know. It's fun. It was fun. Okay, so we're going to call that video a wrap. And I hope you're going to try something like this maybe. It was a lot of fun. I like these different color greens. A lot of things I liked about it. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a wrap. Take care, you guys. I hope you're finding something that's intrinsics for you. This is it for me today. And have a great day and God bless. Bye-bye.